He begged me to not let him pass away.
We need to clear the airway.
And I felt like I was a failure to it.
Please wake up.
But it wasn't my will.
We could not get the subject to respond to any command.
I don't have anything to clear his airway with. We gotta turn him on his side.
He did have a gunshot wound to the upper
I
chest.
said, who did it? Who did it? Who shot? Who shot?
Detectives felt like Delvin most likely knew who his killer was.
What you're saying?
His murder. The person that I punched for a fact did.
We were talking to him about a robbery, and all of a sudden the interview just changes directions into a homicide.
He was running towards me. He was like, hey, I just shot him. We gotta go.
If you've got this information, then you need to tell us what you know about it.
So you can sit here and man the up. Tell us the truth. Tell me what am I lying to? A cold-blooded killer.
Wake up, Buckii! Oh my God! I heard like seven gunshots. He ran.
What's his name, dear?
His name, I know they call him Buckii. They shot him right there. I seen him running.
Right where, huh?
Corner. I seen him when he walked past my house. Wake up, baby. Wake up, please. Please. Oh my God.
You advised?
A woman has just discovered a man shot outside her house in the center of town. Blytheville Police Department dispatch officers to the scene.
It was unknown at the time if the subject was alive or if he was deceased. It's important in the seriousness of these calls to try to get there as quickly as possible. When I arrived on scene, I activated my body camera and I observed an African-American male bleeding profusely from the mouth.
What kind of gunshot wound is it?
My Lord, Jesus. My Lord.
We need to clear the airway.
He said, please
Hold on.
We could not get the subject to respond to any commands. He did have a gunshot wound to the upper chest, below the neck area.
I don't have anything to clear his airway with. We gotta turn him on his side. We gotta put him on his side. It's the only way. It's the only thing we can do.
He's not breathing.
He's not breathing.
Trying to do CPR.
This is the only thing we can do to keep the blood, keep the airway open.
Give me a cigarette. Please, give me a cigarette. They wrong.
How can you feel him when he was gasping?
Oh my Lord.
Right to the face, it looked like it was.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on the chin.
Think we can go back to CPR?
I don't think so.
Oh Lord Jesus, no. Buckii, please wake up. Please wake up, Buckii.
He was not breathing. The situation was very dire.
I'll take some low drugs.
Paramedics arrive and immediately take over.
Y'all said he was breathing. Oh, he was gasping. But I didn't have any way to clear that airway.
I'm over here.
Survival.
Go to the other side of the street, buddy.
You can stand down on your medical.
We done everything that we could, but the victim did end up dying while on scene.
It's almost a quarter if it's not taken. Yeah. I'm waiting on y'all.
Yeah, please. We're for now.
It is very tragic for somebody to lose their life, but it is very necessary to keep emotions out of these type of cases and get all the information we need.
Officers start by speaking with the 911 caller, Teosha Rudd.
Did y'all see anything?
Well, she was running my hair, and then we had heard some gunshots. So she had looked out the window. She saw him running.
And he was running, and he was hollering Teosha.
And
I jumped up from Braymother because her opened the door, and he was running. And there was a little burning car flying down the street. And he said, I opened up the door to let him in because I heard the shots. And he fell right on the porch and said, please call the police right now for me, please. Man, she was trying to call on her phone and I was trying to call on mine.
It wasn't working on my phone. It wasn't working.
But I said, who did it? Who did it? Who shot? Who shot? Who shot? He was like, call the police. Teosha, call the police.
Teosha then explains that she can only remember the man's neighborhood nickname, Buckii.
The night that Buckii got shot, it was just unreal. I couldn't think of his real name for anything. My mind was blank, and that's all I knew to call him, like Buckii, because that's what I've been calling him my whole life. When the police got there, I'm screaming and hollering, and I'm realizing that this real life, that he even passed away. So I really felt like I was helpless. And I felt like I was a failure to it because he begged me before he passed to not let him pass away. But it wasn't my will. Nothing in the world could have prepared me for that.
Oh my God, I love you.
She had trouble telling us what she had seen. We felt like she needed time to collect herself before we continued to question her.
You found a crime scene. He had to be somewhere close.
Back outside, officers begin to canvass the area for anything that might be relevant to the shooting.
We're looking for anything of evidentiary value. Could be shell casings, blood trails, anything that can potentially help us in this case.
Look for blood, check all these vehicles. Is it red? Or is it like oil? Well, I'm not seeing anything.
But after conducting a thorough search, officers fail to turn up anything. And without knowing the victim's full name, detectives fear they can't move forward.
We can't figure out what happened if we don't know what happened to who. We need to figure out what his real name is. That way we can continue the investigation.
As word of the shooting gets out, onlookers begin arriving at the scene.
What's going on, man? You all right if I go down my close house?
Well, right now.
The road, the Teosha Road.
Not right now, man. Not right now.
Where's it at? Which house you going to?
The house where I guess where the dude collapsed at.
Oh, yeah. No, not right now, man.
The third house from here.
We got detectives coming. As soon as they do their thing and get everything cleared out, then that's fine.
What happened down there?
Hey, speed limit, partner.
Where Glow at, man?
Glow, who's Glow?
Where Big Glow at?
Who is Big Glow?
Where Buckii?
Buckii, what is Bucky's real name?
I don't know his name.
When talking to the man, it was discovered that Buckii had several different nicknames.
Oh, man, I know Glow ain't down there on the floor, man.
Growing up as kids, whatever our nickname is, that's what we go by. His name, Buckii. That's what he go by. They ain't call himself Big Glow. Like, that's what I've known him by my whole entire life.
They call him Big Glow.
They call him Buckii.
Buckii, Big Glow. What, hey, dude? Hey. What's his real name?
Damn, hey, what's his real name? It start with a, damn, I can't even think of it. Start with a D, I can't think of it. Yeah, Davin something. Yeah, Davin Meadows.
Dalvin Meadows? Okay.
No, he ain't dead. He got shot?
Well, they're working on him, partner.
Now we know the name of the victim. Now we need to find out who his killer was.
Years after Delvin Buckii Meadows was shot and killed, investigators are no closer to identifying a suspect.
Police in Blytheville, Arkansas are looking for a killer tonight. When officers got to a home in the 2200 block of West Rose, they found a man. They say he had been shot in the chest.
Now, detectives must break the news to Delvin's family that their loved one is dead.
My brother got shot on my dad's birthday. And our cousin called the same day it happened. I just felt weird. And I got on the phone, she was crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? She was like, your brother got shot. He did. So I just got so numb to it, but I think about him every day.
He worked so that he can try to provide. And he had a couple jobs. I mean, I always holler about he want to be a rapper, but at the same time, he was working, trying to help out his family because his mother had them passed away. He was one of those that he was real about things and at the same time, funny and like, he was just Buckii.
He was goofy. He was like the type of person that like to laugh. It could be a messed up situation. He gonna find a way to make everybody laugh. He was a hard-working person because we come from nothing. He worked hard, went to school, graduated. He was caring. You know, he was a mama's boy. She passed like 9 months for him. So like at that moment, it was just like, first I lose my mom, then I lost my brother.
The next day, detectives are still no closer to finding the person responsible for killing Delvin Meadows.
We got the results back from the autopsy, and it was determined that the victim died from the gunshot wound to the upper chest, lower neck area.
The autopsy report indicated that the shooting happened at a close range. With that information being said, detectives felt like Delvin most likely knew who his killer was.
With Delvin's death officially ruled a homicide, detectives decide to speak with the 911 caller, Teosha Rudd, again, this time at the station.
I had maybe 7 gunshots, and I had my window open. I looked like this. It was a burgundy car fly like that, and Buckii was running in my yard. And I jumped up. Time I opened up the door, I said, who's shooting? He sat down like, call 911. I said, is you hit? Who did it? Who did it, Buckii? Is you hit? Call 911. And that's when I seen blood gushing out of his mouth. And we was calling 911, but I kept on asking him, who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Trying to ask him who did it. And he never could speak because he was trying to run in the yard.
Was he running from like across the street?
Running like he was coming out the corner. I'm gonna base it up a little bit. They said he was leafing back and forth with somebody.
Do you know who it was?
She told us that it was a rumor that Buckii had been arguing with another individual. She didn't know the name of this person, but apparently he had been arguing back and forth with somebody.
I didn't know what he was beefing about, the in and outs about it, but I felt the need to tell the police because I just wanted justice for him. I was trying to find everything by any means to get to the bottom of it. No one deserved to lose their life, especially someone like Buckii.
Teosha explains that she's not sure what the argument was about, but this information is enough to provide detectives with their first solid lead.
We definitely wanted to follow up on this information. It could possibly be Delvin's killer.
While detectives work to track down this unknown individual, they get word that another man has been arrested for an unrelated robbery.
He was wanted for an aggravated robbery.
Once he was arrested, myself and Detective Chelsea Grimes, we wanted to interview him regarding the aggravated robbery allegations.
At first, the conversation has nothing to do with Buckii's murder.
You know, the thing is, we arrested you on a warrant. We also are trying to help you.
Yeah, it's okay. And what's the warrant of it?
The warrant is for a robbery. I mean, I know you've been in trouble. I know you've got a history with police and all that, but we're actually trying to help you on this.
As you could tell today, we're not the that everybody thinks we are.
We want to talk to you today about all that. Okay? Will you talk to us about it?
Any way that y'all can help me on anything I got going?
We can talk about it. I mean, I can't make you any guarantees. What do you want to help with?
Okay, I need some help, man. For real, man.
We're just trying to get all this ended. Because we do not enjoy coming out in the middle of the night and doing all this. At that moment, once he started telling us that, seeing him break down like that, it was something out of the ordinary. So it was kind of a wow factor to know that he was actually wanting to come out and give us the information he had. I'm here to listen.
Is there any way that y'all can explain like
What you're saying?
a recent murder? Recent murder.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still on top. Gotta be because the person that I probably for a fact did it. And I just said it yesterday.
What are you talking about?
Well, keep that house.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to get on. I'm willing to testify when I who did it. I provide. For a fact who did it. Anyway, y'all hear me?
We can talk to the prosecutors.
I need to know for a fact though, because I can't.
I understand that, but like Detective Simpkins said, we can't make you any promises. But I can tell you, it's most likely going to help you, man. Okay. What facts you got about Buckii?
And I'm willing to get up there and tell everything that I seen, like.
So you was a witness to Buckii's murder?
A few minutes after what happened, I know what the person ran to, where they threw up there once they did it. Because I don't want to give it a spin it out, spin it learn about it, but.
Detectives with the Blytheville Police Department have just learned that a man arrested on a robbery charge claims to have information about the murder of Delvin Buckii Meadows.
We were talking to him about a robbery, and all of a sudden the interview just changes directions into a homicide. So it was an exciting thing. When he told us he had information on this homicide and who had killed Buckii, we definitely wanted to get as much information as we could from him while he was willing to tell us that.
I want to be something to help me. See if you can help me on these robbery charges.
Okay.
And I will.
At that time, I decided to step out of the room and call the prosecutor so he would know that we were being serious on trying to get him whatever help he was asking for. This is Gina Knight, she's our prosecutor.
How are you? I guess you're interested in talking to somebody about his aggravated robbery charge.
I'm trying to make it where if you can help me out where to be as light as it could be, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, I'm going to say this, though, all right? And they said from the information that I received that you have some information.
I'm willing to help you out if you can help me out.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you this, okay? I'll just be very upfront with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're going to have to give me the information first before I can help you with anything, because I'm not going to make you any promises without knowing what information you have, okay?
I got proof.
Okay.
Like me, I will stand in this person's face and let them know, like, you know what I seen, you know what I seen, where you ran to, I seen where you hid this, all that. I know he say somebody told me what.
You saw it yourself.
I know exactly what, with my own eyes.
It's important to us to know who is involved. It's important to us to know what happened, but we as law enforcement, we don't negotiate with people. We're unable to do that. If you've got this information, then you need to tell us what you know about it.
We felt that he could cooperate because he had so much on the line at this point.
Realizing what's at stake, the man agrees to come clean about what he knows. He begins by telling the prosecutor that everything started when he was driving over to his friend's house.
As I was leaving, you gotta turn down West Rose. I turned right there by that church. Shots went off. I seen this boy run straight past with the gun. He know me, and I know him.
He contends he saw the man with the gun, as well as another man, Dante Reed, run past him.
When I pull into the yard, Dante coming through the alleyway. And when Dante come through there, Dante like, hey man, the police over there. I'm like, what the police over there for? Like, man, I think that dead. He talking about Buckii.
Okay.
The guy that did this, he was finna walk past. He got the gun in his hand. It was a long 22 revolver. He was like, man, I killed that. I was like, killed who? I was like, man, I was like, what you did? He was like, I emptied the clip.
Right.
I guess he said he fell first and got back up. They was right there in front of us talking about the whole thing. I promise.
With all the information that he was giving us, what we really needed was the name of the killer.
I was just gonna say
I'm finna go tell you the name.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you the name. Quincy.
Quincy.
Quincy Whitfield.
Quincy Whitfield. Okay.
Although they have the potential suspect's name, detectives must confirm that the man is telling the truth.
But look, here's my problem, and this is my biggest concern. I'm not going to arrest somebody if I can't get a conviction, okay? If you take off on me and you're the only thing that keeps me from getting a conviction, do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to arrest somebody on your word because you're in here playing me.
The prosecutor talking to him, just because of his history, his credibility issues, she wants to make sure that, is there anybody else that can corroborate what you're saying, an independent witness who we can talk to, not around you, that says, yeah, this is what happened.
I got a homeboy right now. You can go ask him the same thing. But I'm telling you, man, if you can go pick him up now, and I would sit here and tell him, and he gonna tell you the same thing. He gonna like, if he feel like I'm, you know what I mean, I'm going on now with it, I'm gonna let y'all, he gonna drop it off on the table. He gonna drop it all off on the table.
And do you know where we can find him?
Right now.
Yeah, where can we find him?
On Curly. If I can call his phone right now.
At that point, we let him make the phone call to talk to him. At that time, we really needed to know what this person knew.
What's up with it, bro?
What's up, bro?
I'm up here now, man. They just really need to get my name out of something, you know what I mean? I told them, you know for a fact that where I was that day and what, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So if they need to holler at you or whatever, you know what I mean, you willing to go and let them know I ain't had nothing to do with it, right? I said they need to know that I ain't had nothing to do with this stuff they questioning me on. I told them I got people to vouch for me, and in fact, I ain't got no way to get in contact with them. I know for sure you will vouch for me, won't you?
Yeah.
Don't even let nobody know I called you. Did low key between us.
Alright, for sure.
Alright, love you, man.
Alright, love you, bro.
Once the call is completed, detectives locate the man's friend and bring him into the station for questioning.
So you already know what he's talking about as far as Buckii Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so start from you contacting him, your homie, that night.
I walked to the house. I ain't hear no gunshots because I really don't be paying attention to stuff like that. But when I make it back to the house, Quincy and Dante came up. Quincy was scared. He was throwing up all that stuff. He was telling us all about how he just had to do it because Buckii was picking with him and all that stuff like that.
Did he say he had to do what he had to do?
He told me he did, like he said he ran up on him and he caught Buckii walking down the street or whatever, and then Buckii ran or whatever. That's when he ran.
So he didn't say specifically what he did to Buckii?
Yeah, but after we were throwing up and all that stuff in my yard and stuff like that, and I was about to say he wanted me to get the gun and hide it for him, but I wasn't gonna do it.
He handed it to him. Was like, what'd he tell you?
He wanted me to put it up for a night for him to come back and get it, but I was like, nah, you can just go and take it where you was going. You don't even got to come back over here in the morning.
And what'd he do with it after that?
He just took it with him.
Detectives also learn that Delvin apparently had an argument with Quincy's sister, and Quincy seemed very upset over the incident.
After speaking with this two, we were able to corroborate both stories. At this point, we feel as if we have a motive behind the murder, but there's two people that we haven't spoken to that were there that night. And their name is Dante Reed and Quincy Whitfield.
Blytheville police have just spoken to two men who have revealed the potential suspect and motive for the killing of Delvin Buckii Meadows. While Buckii's friends and family quietly lay him to rest.
I went to Buckii's funeral. We also had a candlelight before the funeral at my house. A lot of his relatives, a lot of friends came out, and we had prayer and sung a song. He had a lot of support. Buckii's death took an impact on me and a whole lot of others because he was loved by a lot of people.
He was my baby brother. He was the best. I was crying. He buried right beside my mom. So it was kind of a surreal episode because I wouldn't never think my little brother would get killed. And just to see somebody that don't do no wrong get dead like that, it's like traumatizing. That like leave you shell-shocked.
And as the investigation wears on, Delvin's family continues to feel the effects of his tragic loss.
We share clothes, the same mother and brother. He just always wanted the best. He went to school, he went to college, he worked. He was ambitious. And me and him used to share a room. So he used to sit in the room and listen to me rap. And over the years, he started doing it. And he started making videos on Facebook. He had started his own little TV show called The Glow TV. I just can't wrap the thought around he gone. It just don't seem real.
Back at the station, detectives dig into the backgrounds of the two men witnesses say were there when Buckii was killed: Quincy Whitfield and Dante Reed.
So we did our research and discovered that Dante was currently incarcerated in the Arkansas Department of Corrections on an unrelated homicide that he had been convicted for.
With Dante being incarcerated, we knew he wasn't going anywhere. Our next step was to locate Quincy Whitfield. Quincy did have a minor record as a juvenile, but he wasn't in jail. So we needed to learn as much information on Quincy as we could.
Since detectives believe that the bad blood between Quincy and Delvin started because of Quincy's sister, they decide to bring her in for questioning.
I was told you was upset about a murder, and for whatever reason, Quincy's your brother, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking your brother.
Oh, you hear about Big Girl?
Yes.
I don't know nothing about that murder. I was like at home that night. I don't know nothing.
It seemed very odd to investigators at the time that this woman did not know anything about her brother and had no information on the case.
Come on now. If somebody talking about my brother, I'm gonna remember everything, word for word. Why are you holding something back from me?
I'm not holding
Yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Here's the problem. Every time you're coming up, I'm watching you. You're leaning back in your chair and you're rolling your shoulders back. It means I'm hiding.
I ain't hiding.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
This person was not cooperative. There was no reason in questioning her any further. We just felt like we really need to focus on talking to Quincy.
Detectives then have Quincy Whitfield brought into the station for questioning.
What is forced murder? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's about the Buckii incident, okay? Tell me what happened that night with Buckii.
This is what happened. I'll tell you what happened. Okay, we got into it. One day we got into it. We were shooting dice. He tried to catch. He pushed me. I'm like, man, watch out. Ooh. So he left. Then I get on. He get into it with my sister. So I tell him, chill out, man. Just leave that alone. So he come. We holler at each other. Next day we seeing each other. Shooting dice again.
How long was between the time y'all were shooting dice and you wound up dead?
We weren't shooting dice that day. I wasn't even down here that day. Okay. I was in Missouri with my girl.
You were in Missouri?
Yeah.
He was very nonchalant about his story. That's all he would say was he was in Missouri with his girlfriend. He had no other details. As a detective, people who are telling the truth are going to give more details than just two things.
What if I told you that I've got witnesses that put you
on the scene? I wasn't there. Promise you I wasn't there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I mean, you know that we already know more than what you're giving us credit for, right? I know that after he got shot, you were outside the front yard throwing up because it shook you upstairs.
I wasn't even here.
And that you was trying to get somebody to take the gun that you shot him with, but nobody would take it. And then you went and got rid of it somewhere.
You know, he was obviously lying. I felt like at that point in the interview that I was gonna have to change my tactics with him because just asking him questions wasn't getting me anywhere.
Man, I'm not making this stuff up, man.
I'm not gonna kill him.
I find that hard to believe.
We have to become more aggressive. We have to get the truth out of this individual.
Tell me what am I lying to?
You're a cold-blooded killer.
I'm not finna kill nobody. I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer. How can you see I'm a killer in my eyes? I'm not a killer. I'm a young man. I'm not a killer.
No conscience.
I ain't got no conscience. What makes you say that?
Oh, don't give me that. Man, when I look in your eyes, I'm seeing somebody like Ted Bundy or something. I'm serious, dude.
I was tired of the lies that he was telling. I don't think he understood the gravity of the situation.
This is a man's game, son. So you can sit here and man the up? tell us the truth, or you're gonna take the ride yourself. It's one or the other.
I didn't do it, man.
And who did it?
This kid is literally looking at a lot of jail time. He really needs to come clean.
Quincy, it's time to stop this. It's time to stop the running. It's time to stop the lies. And it's time to man up and tell the truth. All right? Now, who shot Buckii?
Dante.
Detectives investigating the murder of Delvin Buckii Meadows have just finished questioning their prime suspect, Quincy Whitfield. But Quincy insists another man, Dante Reed, is responsible.
We heard Quincy's side of the story, so now at that point, we need to go talk to Dante.
Detectives travel to the prison where Dante is currently incarcerated and have him brought in for questioning.
Present myself, Detective Simpkins, and Detective Grimes, as well as Dante Reed. Dante, what are you in jail for?
Murder.
For murder? Okay. We're here because, I'm just gonna be honest with you, okay? Since you've been in jail, your name's come up on some stuff that I want to give you the opportunity and get your side of the story. You know Delvin Meadows, right? Buckii. You know Buckii. You know Buckii got killed. So, you know Quincy Whitfield?
Yes.
Well, not only do we have him telling us this, we've got someone else that's pretty reliable that you were there when Buckii got killed. Now, Quincy is saying you're the one that pulled the trigger. Quincy is saying you killed Buckii in cold blood. But I'm being told that it was Quincy that pulled the trigger. So I'm trying to get some clarification.
Well, they got into it with him, and he say that he was gonna get him that night.
Who's he?
Quincy.
Okay.
I tried to, defuse the whole situation, talk him out of it. So after that happened, I went back, they have a little, a bootleg store. I bought me some candy. I come back after I hear the shots. He was running towards me. He was like, hey, I just shot him. We gotta go.
While speaking with Dante, he gave pretty much word for word of what the other witnesses had said happened that night.
Where did he go?
I don't know where he went, but like 20 minutes later, we end up meeting on Carolyn Street. That's where we met up.
What happened when y'all met up there?
He came, he was hysterical, he was, he was panicking, throwing up. Like, I can't believe I did that. So he jumped in the car, he left first, and I had got a ride home. He confessed to me that he did it.
Dante had no reason to lie to us. He had nothing else to lose. And he came clean and told us that it was Quincy, that he was there with him that night, and that Quincy's the one who killed Buckii.
Has everything you told me been the truth?
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Based on what we had learned from all of our witnesses and everybody that we had talked to, we had an understanding about what had happened that night. We don't know if the true motive of the case involved Delvin calling out Quincy's sister, but we do know that Quincy targeted Delvin solely that night.
We believe Quincy ran up on Buckii and began shooting at him. Buckii later died because of the gunshot wounds.
Based off the statements made by all three witnesses, Quincy Whitfield is arrested and pleads guilty to second-degree murder. He receives 15 years for his involvement in the killing of Delvin Buckii Meadows.
Being able to close this case, it felt amazing. You know, dealing with Buckii's family, knowing Buckii's family, it was a great weight off the chest to get, you know, the person behind bars.
We know as officers that we can't bring that person back. That person's gone. But what we can do is try to bring justice for that person's family to help them gain closure.
His death, it affected me so bad. Like, I got anger problems. I don't trust people. I miss him a lot. I think about him every day. And it's kind of hard because he ain't never did no wrong. It probably should have been me because I did a lot of wrong in life. If he was here, I probably would have told him. I wish I was there instead of him. At the end of the day, I got to go through the rest of my life without my little brother.
If I could talk to Buckii or see him or anything, I'd tell him to just stay a little longer, like a couple more hours just to sit there or anything just to pass time. And I'd tell him that I'm sorry that I couldn't save him. And if I could turn back the hands of time to do something different to try to save him, that I would. I think people remember his music and like little jokes he used to bust over social media. Like they gonna remember everything basically about him. If they don't, I know for sure I will.